All right, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, Bashem Kakodash. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, Bashem Kakodash. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, Bashem Kakodash. And of course, giving double honors to the apostles, the elder apostles, the elder bishops, the great millstone who rule well. Shalom, of course, to the Israelite foreigners. Like them to the speckled bird that look like the heathen nations where they've been scattered to. A lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom, of course, to the elect prophets as well. 144,000 Israelite men out of the 12 tribes of Israel. 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes, equating to 144,000, and a great peaceable multitude behind it, which are men, women, and children, which are believers in the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. Shemel Mafa is Mafa, my young Gabala Cub, my Kanaf from the Great Millstone Plain Sales Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia. I'm Lamadi Ma'ite. Come on, lesson or we lesson. As the title of the lesson is stating, Regal Cinemas to shut down 39 U.S. locations amid bankruptcy, and which Regal is the second largest chain of movie theaters in the U.S. Probably trailing behind the AMC company, which, you know, me and one brother Kayaba, we go to one of the AMC theaters. We've been doing it for quite a bit, as in recent this past year started. But as we see, you know, these cinemas and such are closing down. So it says Regal Cinemas, the second largest movie chain in the United States, will close 39 locations after its parent company, which is Cineworld, filed for bankruptcy in September, according to legal filings obtained by Variety, which that's the actual website in which I'm using, as a source for this lesson. Cineworld will reject the leases beginning February the 15th amid a massive decline in domestic box office during this pestilence outbreak. And, you know, it says the monthly rent per theater increased by nearly 30% from 2019 to 2022. All right, so, you know, of course, to rent the particular properties, which loads of the time, like many of these cinemas be in malls, various malls, shopping complexes and such. They, of course, rent lease space from the various companies or real estate companies that own them. But as we see, this pestilence outbreak, it impacted them so much, okay? Because it mentioned how they've seen a massive decline in domestic box office, you know, because of course, during, you know, the main days of this pestilence outbreak, I believe there's many different mandates that prevented many from being able to go to the cinema. If they did go to the cinema, it was only a certain amount of allowance, I believe, due to, of course, social distancing rules, etc. Okay, in total, um, and you had many they couldn't even have cinema. You know, at the time, those different activities were completely forbidden. Okay. But it says in total, the debtors estimate that rejecting the leases will save their estate approximately 22 million annually. So, of course, from closing down these various locations, uh, they're looking to save money. But you have to take into account the many people whom do work at these different locations and that have made this their main job, which a lot of the time I see like teenagers have this certain job and they may grow into it. These are the, in that whole entertainment sector, service sector, which, of course, the pestilence outbreak showed you how, pardon me, how non-essential you are. Okay, because that's entertainment, bread and circuses. All right. So it says that the document states that any personal property of little value remaining at the locations will be abandoned. Wow. So things will just be left. And hey, depending on the certain property, it become vacant. And these are nothing but future spots in which squatters will inhabit it. Loads of these different shopping malls and such, are, you would say, these different shopping complexes that have these different old buildings and such. Hey, they've been beginning to be taken over by various, homeless, and opioid addicts and such, and will take certain properties and use it as a place for shelter. And that's just the way how people are living these days. And it's common, especially here in Philadelphia, with the opioids being so majorly used here, with one of the, if not the biggest open air market in America, with the fentanyl and the trank. Okay. But it continue on and reads. It says that Cineworld operates 747 locations with 9,000, pardon me, and 131 screens in 10 countries. Roughly 500 of those theaters in the United States. The U.S. theatrical moviegoing has taken a huge hit during the pestilence outbreak. See? It says, pardon, with the 2022 domestic box office taping out at pardon, 7.5 billion, an approximate 30% decrease from 11.4 billion in the 2019 pre-pestilence era. Right, so as you see, like when they reopened the economy, and that did not mean that everything was going to return to normal. Things have actually decreased. Okay, they've been losing money. Okay. And the false illusion that things are returning to a normal is exactly that. It's just a spell. All right, pardon me. It says the company took a loss of $3 billion in 2020, and as many theaters remain shuttered. Exactly, they were closed. Okay. All right, and $408.3 million loss before taxes are taxed in 2021. The net debt excluding lease liabilities was 4.84 billion. Okay, that's excluding the lease liability. So, they got heavy debts. Okay, here, just because you see a place open don't mean that they're doing prosperous. Here are the 39 locations will be closed via Business Insiders, which first reported the news. And you have it from Arkansas, California locations, Miami, the South Beach Stadium. You got New Hampshire, Omaha. So you got various places in which I have it all on this screen right here on my tablet, which I'm reading from. Here locally, which I'm in Pennsylvania, in the city of Philly, nearby you have Doylestown at the Barnes Plaza Stadium, 14, and Oaks Stadium, 24. Those locations are going to be shuttered. Okay, you got different locations in New York, Rochester, New York, and you got Union Square Stadium. These various stadiums. So, that's the news. That's the article right there. Okay, the place, the MRF is all being dried up. Okay, here in America and abroad and such, taking big hits. Big hits in 2021, big hits still 2022, and 2023, bigger hits, Lord will. All right. So, this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 19, quench not the spirit. I start with this precept because the spirit do have me loads of the time going this topic of business closures and such. And many people may think of it as a broken record, but we can't quench the spirit. I can't extinguish the spirit, what the spirit want to speak and report on and herald upon us as prophets. We have to speak and teach. It says, despise not prophesying. That's right. In which I don't despise prophesying. Instead, it's rather I do prophesy. It says, prove all things and hold fast that which is good. Okay? So, of course, we ought to prove all things. And which we proven to you that the prophecies are true, because if they've been written before time and we're in that season in which they're being fulfilled, of course you must know that a prophet has been among you. Okay. We've told you about many more businesses closing and how all the different MRF is going to get cast away, are going to be eliminated. Okay. We'll go to, I believe that's the book of Isaiah, 25th chapter. And that was a big thing. You remember going to cinema, you go to the movies, the popcorn, which mainly movies, loads of the movie theaters, they make a loads of money off of, the different food that's served, the snacks, the candy, the popcorn. Some movie theaters, they got all different sorts of foods and such. And for example, like when we go to the movies or cinema, me and the op, you got at this one in Center City, in the Fashion District, they got the popcorn, all sorts of gourmet popcorns. And, not just the butter one, but the ones that are a bit more unusual such as Oreo cookie. Actually, I don't. Yeah, Oreo cookie popcorn. And you got Oreo cookies in them. You have it, yeah, all type of cheddar and caramel popcorn, and they charge the top dollar for these things. And you spending at least close to $10. On these things. And you talk about, even they got like some of these that there say like that particular, they got different meals like chicken sandwiches and burgers, and starting at around $15. And if you don't have the people coming in to buy and eat this food and watch these movies, because pretty much when you come to watch a movie, you gonna that goes hand in hand is the food. And hey, you have a lot of losses, and profits and such. Okay, you just see debt that's being built up. Okay, which is negative. It's not Isaiah 25. Where is it at? Isaiah 24? I can't believe I don't remember this off the top. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 24 and 7. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languishes, all merry-hearted do sigh. All right, those that are merry-hearted do sigh because many people, they said, remembering, grew up going to these different cinemas. Well, hey, all of that glee and that happiness is going away. Okay? People gonna sigh in grief. Even it can pain you. Sometimes, it pains you to see a business no be open. I'm looking at even particularly, this place, they sell these different steak sandwiches. And here in Philadelphia, I believe the owner's father actually is ill and it hasn't been open. It's kind of like, is he gonna reopen? Because if he falls in Mawath, or meaning to be deleted, then will the actual younger son, will he want to continue with it? It's kind of like a vibe, Shoot. I actually miss going to the place, man, but it pains. The people are gonna be pained inside off the mirth that's gonna be ending. I'm gonna keep going. It says, the mirth of tabrets ceases, the noise of them rejoice endeth. Right, the mirth of tabrets ceases. Okay, tabrets going to thop, which is like the music going into the tambourine and such. It says, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceases. Okay, all that music. Okay, it ceases. And a lot of things with movies and such, many people go to movies to see the soundtrack, or hear, pardon, the soundtrack that's produced by the various, the composer, okay, or the chief composer. And it says, they shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And we come into the times in which, it's going to be bitter, when somebody try to seek escapism by a cup of wine or glasses of wine or bottles of wine or cases of beer or whatever strong drink that many people prefer. That's going to be bitter. It's going to be unpleasant unto them. Okay, it's not going to bring that that comfort that it brings onto certain people, individuals. It's actually going to be a downer in spirit. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, and no man may come in. Okay. And let me get also Ecclesiastes, and then we're gonna call it a lesson like that. Not gonna go too much. We'll just make it quick. All right. And it says, this is Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the economists, and the strong men, which really the bankers, okay, which have the full control of this money system, they're gonna tremble. All right, the strong men bow themselves and the grinder cease to work because they are few. All right, and hey, if there's few, of course, theaters open, then there will be less grinders, and they're actually gonna come to an end. All right, where hey, people ain't gonna be working much, as the scriptures say, there shall be no work for Egypt. All right, and the branch of Boaz shall do. Roughly paraphrasing Isaiah chapter 19. It says, because there are few, and those that look at the windies or the windows be darkened. And the financial future is dark. Okay, recession. More closures. Depression. Verse 4 says, the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. No work. Nobody's coming to the cinemas. So why would I operate the cinema if nobody's really coming to the cinema? I'm paying wages out to people, to run the various concession stands, be a cashier, which also, most of these things, other than, getting the Fed, most of this stuff could be automated anyway. Check on this comment board real quick, 'cause I see something pop up. Oh, that's Maya Shalom. Yabba Khan. Yeah, most of these different concessions, I'm blown away by the technology. Like, I'm pretty old school and such, and he Khayabra, he used like this QR code just to sign it. Like, pretty much when you go to the entrance of the gate of the movie theater. When you would just go to the ticket box or such, hand the person a ticket, or they would scan it, which is a barcode, and then you get that entry. Well, they scan a QR code on the phone, which he buys the tickets on the phone, and then you can go through. Everything can be automated where maybe they have to even do this. Okay, even to the point where, they might see it as a big waste of energy to have people go to theaters. Hey, you can watch your movie at home and stream it. Okay, just pay at home and stay at home. Okay, especially with pestilences going out. But the times in which we're in, as you see, are coming to a grinding halt with all of the various aspects of joy in which people do enjoy. All right, to watch cinema, eat popcorn, okay, which these things are nothing but like chemical highs for people. But America has given you, which is New Rome, a rich diet of entertainment, bread and circuses, fed, to keep you distracted from the truth that a new financial system is about to be established, and that the old one is going to be overhauled and replaced with the MOTB, okay, which we know is that injectable device, all right, which we know the particular, okay, it's an implantable, all right, it's the MOTB, the Sharat, as I call it, which is the incision, okay. In the days of you being able to freely just do that, well, no, you're no in good standing with the whole establishment. You won't be able to have entry. The scriptures talk about how a man shall desire to enter a city and shall not be able to. So just look out for that, okay? And many people going to be denied because they don't have that Shabbat, which is totally fine, because the elect will not take the Shabbat. They will reject it and be outcast. Okay, but we can clearly see it's better to be in the house of mourning than into the house of mirth, because even the mirth of the land is being dried up. So, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kagadash, the blessed apostles, elders, the great millstone, peace, salutation to the elect. Again, must repeat PSA: if you are a subscriber to GMS, our Great Millstone, what's that? Not Plain Table Soggy, Great Millstone Daily Bread 411. I'm no longer using that page at this time. I'm using GMS Truth One. So if you want to follow up with the lessons, of course, subscribe here and continue to be edified. If it's your first time, of course, this is the place. So stay, of course, occupied in prophecies. Stay in the meditation thereof. Shalom to the elect. All praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.